And we have on stage.
Masters 1237.
And what did you bring to CE3 this year?
Well, I brought two things. I brought to you guys a demo of one of our missions, the Silent Cartographer Classic, and I've also brought a trailer that shows all 6 missions in the SPV3 Part 1 campaign.
Alright, let's start with the demo.
So what are we looking at right now?
Right now, you're looking at our loadout screen for Silent Cartographer Evolved. We give you 5 different ways to start the mission. This one I'm going to do a battle rifle assembly. I also want to quickly point out with this that some of the popping you see is unique to the demo. It's not something that actually happens in the actual game. It's something to do with the recording process. So for all the people watching, don't freak out.
So besides new loadouts, what about new encounters? As I can see that there is a huge new encounter on this beach right now. We have 2 wraiths going on right now. What gave you the idea to do that?
So the wraiths were an idea because we wanted to feel like the Pelicans were doing something as you came in. I always thought it was silly that they just kind of, these big gunships fly in and don't do anything to help you. So we wanted them to help you, and we wanted something that would still preserve the integrity of the original encounter. So the wraiths are always destroyed as you land, but it gives the Pelicans something to do while you take care of the infantry. You have the heavy vehicles taking on the heavy vehicles, which is basically what we wanted to do.
And right now we're actually taking a look at the Silent Cartographer Classic. What's the difference between the Classic and the Evolved? Because we didn't see Classic last year.
Right, this map actually did not exist last year around this time. When we found out we were going to be able to go to PAX with SPV3, we wanted to have a complete game that people could play through, select their favorite missions, and Silent Cartographer Evolved was not going to be ready. The plan with Silent Cartographer Evolved was to have the unique version with the Evolved weapon set, and then also to later do an SPV3 version. But that wasn't going to be ready in time for PAX, so we took what Killa had done as a test map basically, with all the fancy shaders and all this remastered graphics, and we integrated SPV3 into a brand new from stock Silent Cartographer mission, and then we built on that from there, so we would have 5 missions to play from, and then later we would include Silent Cartographer Evolved as a bonus mission for the entire game.
I'm kind of wondering why you chose to do the Classic, not just because of PAX or whatever, but like the gameplay reasons, and like why still have the Classic.
As great as Evolved is, it doesn't offer the same experience as Classic. The original concept for Evolved changed from what we were expecting. And to be truthful, more Halo is always good Halo, and each one offers a unique experience. Silent Cartographer Classic has this very open world feeling, you can drive anywhere, while Silent Cartographer Evolved has these great encounters and great views, but you're pretty much forced to do things in a certain way.
So how does this work for people who are going to load this through the Universal UI and just want to play through the entire campaign?
Well, each map will load will load the one after it. If you start with Pillar of Autumn, it will load Halo next, and then it will go to Truth and Reconciliation, and then it will go to Silent Cartographer Evolved Classic, and then it will go to Silent Cartographer Evolved SPV3 Edition, and then to Assault in the Control Room. Yeah, you can have both. The Universal UI has a separate option for each one. So you can choose when you go to the Universal UI if you want to play Silent Cartographer Evolved or Classic, and they all support our Noble, Heroic, Legendary, and Noble difficulties.
Now my question is, you brought up Noble difficulty, and in the Silent Cartographer Evolved, Noble difficulty was this really strange, kind of almost funny difficulty level. Is that going to be like that for SPV3, or is it going to be just a harder difficulty?
It's a harder difficulty. What we basically did with it is there's multipliers that get applied to every difficulty. So suppose enemy reaction times are multiplied by 1 for normal, which means they stay the same as what they're originally programmed to do. Then you have heroic, where it may be 1.3, so it gets multiplied so their reactions are faster. Legendary is 1.6, and easy would be something like 0.7. So we've taken the easy difficulty and we've made that a 1.9, which makes things even faster reaction time. By changing multipliers for difficulty applied to easy, we've been able to make that same jump you had from heroic to legendary, and now you have a new difficulty, Noble, which has that same jump but on top of legendary.
What is the major reason you added brutes to the first Halo single-player campaign?
Well, they've always been a very interesting enemy, and they've changed in every game they've been in. We felt we wanted to add a little bit more diversity to the game, and we also wanted to kind of execute on this idea of the brutes that never really, we felt, came into its own light in the other games. Another great thing about them is that there's some areas of the original game where things got too repetitive, Assault in the Control Room mainly, also Truth and Reconciliation, all those hallways. By having something that's not as powerful as Elite, but attacks in groups and offers a different experience, we can mix it up and it makes the game less tedious at times.
And now I'm sure everyone is wondering, do you guys have a release idea in mind?
Well, as you guys all know, we announced the release date last year, and that really got thrown out of whack with the delays in Silent Cartographer Evolved and how much time we thought we were going to have and people and resources. So I have a video on my YouTube channel that goes into that in greater detail. But we're aiming for end of the year. If it's not end of the year, it'll probably be early next year. So we don't want to overlap too much with all the hype around Halo 5 Guardians. We want this to be something that everyone can enjoy, and we don't want it getting buried under Halo 5 news. So it really remains to be seen when we're going to release it. But we've been working hard on it. From last year, we have 2 more missions than we had around this time last year. One mission that we started basically from scratch. And yeah, we're hopeful it'll be out soon. The quality in the past year has really jumped up. We've done so much more with it. The extra year's wait, I think, will really matter to people.
Okay, so is there anything else you would like to tell us about SPV3 before we end the show?
Yeah, for anyone going to PAX Prime in Seattle, I'll be there again this year. And we don't have a booth or anything, but we will be at multiple Halo-related events. So just keep an eye out for us. We're going to have it playable. We might even have builds to give out to people who attend. So should be a lot of fun.
I guess we'll take a look at your trailer now.
Exactly, can't wait.
Ooh.
Last year's trailer releasing to blow everybody away. So we were kind of a tough spot this year. We didn't exactly know how to top last year's, because last year we showed every feature and all the new additions. So this trailer focuses on what we've done with every level in the game and all the different things that have been added to it. So we hope you enjoy it.
Alright, let's take a look.